What's up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. Trying to get my arm on this metal armrest. You put your arm on a metal armrest in Houston, Texas, in the middle of this heat. You subject to raise your arm up and a piece of skin still be connected to this armrest. That's how hot it is. But I was thinking about something just based on conversations I've had with people over the years, and it led me to the question of asking, is it possible for a person to have too much money? Is there such a thing as having too much money? And this debate's been going on for a while because you got people who look at this from different angles. You got people who say, man, I'm trying to stack as much as I can get. You know, I want to have nice things. I want to take care of my family. I want to do this and do that. And however much they can accumulate, if it's a million, a billion, or a trillion, that's what they're hoping to get. But you have other people on the other end of it that might say, you know what, I don't even want to have that much money because having that kind of money is dangerous and I just wouldn't know what to do with it. I don't need that much money. You know, people look at it from that angle as well. And then there are some people that you can look at just by knowing them and you be like, you know what, this dude here don't need a bunch of money. Because like the saying goes, you know, for some people, money just money don't change you. It just reveals who you were all along. You just now have the ability, the the access. You have the finances to act on your vices. And a lot of people are destroyed after they come into a lot of money. They destroy themselves. So it's a bunch of ways that you look at it. I'm gonna say it as a person who does grind hard, like I grind hard to accumulate bread. There are a bunch of that's another way that I look at it as well. Um, if you are a selfish, greedy person, and then you just trying to just build only for yourself, accumulate money only for yourself, then that's different from somebody who may have the mind, the thought in mind to say, nah, I want to get as much as I can so I can do as much as I can for myself, my family, and my people, and poor folks and communities to establish institutions, to buy land, farmland, things that can be beneficial for generations. In that regard, we should be trying to accumulate as much money as we can with that thought in mind. Because individually, if a person said, "Oh man, I would never want to be that. I would never want to have that. I would never," you're not looking at the broader scope. You're not looking at the big picture to say, okay, well, it's just not about me. You know, yeah, you might have $2 billion that you may never be able to spend in your lifetime. But think of all of the things you can do with all of the people that you can help, all of the people that you can employ and put to work. You know, if you were in that position. So we got to kind of think more so than just on an individual basis when we have those conversations. Now you have other people that'll say, well man, I wouldn't even know what to do with all that money. I wouldn't even know what to do with all that money. And I understand it, you know, if you don't really have the knowledge, you might say, oh, man, I wouldn't know what to do with it. But, you know, there are people that do. You have to surround yourself with trustworthy people, not people who going to get close to you because they trying to milk you out your money. Trustworthy people um, that have knowledge in certain areas that can help you build because um, for the most part, man, and y'all might disagree with this. I'm sure many of y'all will. I would say, man, out of every 100 people, if 100 people come into $1 million, 10 million, $20 million tomorrow, if 100 people come into that amount of money, what percentage? I'm gonna let y'all answer it. What percentage do you think would be greedy and selfish and not really want to or not really help other folks? I think that percentage of the greedy and the selfish would be low, probably around 10-15%. I think the other 90, 85, 90% of people, I think that they would really try to help people on some level. I just still got faith in humanity a little bit, you know. Now, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of people who, like I say, they would destroy the world if they came into $1 billion, or they would destroy themselves. Because, like they say, a fool to this money will soon part, and will always part. So, money just gives you a chance to express and show your real character, man. But I don't advise people to shy away from it. But you have to have knowledge, and you have to apply the wisdom in order to make money be a positive and not a negative, be a plus for you. You know, I don't encourage anybody to try to live poor. You know, I don't even believe that the Creator wants that for us. People try to use biblical terms and all that to try to prove why we shouldn't have this or have that. It's like, nah, man, it's about character. That's what it's about. It's about character, you know. And somebody might quote and say, well, man, that's why it says it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to enter into heaven. Ain't got nothing to do with the money. It got to do with the character. It's easier because the rich man's character is not always in line. So it's harder for him to do right because he twisted. Ain't got nothing to do with the money. Money is just some material paper that really ain't worth nothing. It's not backed by any standard gold or silver. It's worthless. But in the meantime, it's getting hot. I'm gonna lean up. In the meantime, you can still get it and translate it into tangible things, physical, tangible things that do have value. Again, like I said, like land, like property, like institutions. You can invest it in people. So we got to just be wise in our thinking and how we act, and not let ourselves just be tunnel vision into one way of thought. Get your bread, man. Get your bread, but be wise with how you use it. Be generous. When you get a blessing, give a portion of that blessing in charity, and however you get down, you know, whatever your spirituality or whatever your religion or whatever your principle is on that. Because regardless of what you label yourself as or don't label yourself as, the principles of giving, man, and that law of God and that law of the universe, that's a real thing. When you give, you get back. You know, so I'm definitely speaking for myself in that thing. I'm bearing witness to that. So it's your big brother K-Rino. Tell me what y'all think, man. Is it impossible for a person to have too much money? Because look, you don't see none of these billionaires ending the chase for money. Bill Gates ain't not once said, you know what, I think I'm good at this 100 billion. I think I'm straight. He's steady trying to get more and more and more. You know, all the way down, all them rich cats, man, they steady trying to get more and more and more. So why is that? Could be greed, could be the quest for world domination, could be the quest for power. But we should look at that as, okay, if they ain't stopping, we ain't gonna stop either. All right, man, it's your big brother K-Rino. Catch y'all later. Peace.